All right. Let us all pay our obeisances first. Namahong Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prastaya Bhutale, Srimate Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Itinamine. Bhagya Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Haribol, Namaste. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to our question and answer session. Okay. Um, uh, Today in the Christendom, they're celebrating what is known as Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday is supposed to be the reappearance of Lord Jesus Christ. In other words, since they uh, look at Jesus as God Himself, as God the Father, they are actually saying that God died, and for 3 days he was like dead. And here today, Easter Sunday, is supposed to be risen. Okay, so in other words, uh, we have to we have to celebrate because God or Jesus uh, has been alive again, has come to life again. Now this particular this particular concept is not really is not really right. Why did I say that? Because God doesn't die. There is never a time that Jesus or God Himself, Krishna, has died. Even us, conditioned souls, we don't die. I mean, our existence is always alive. How much more a pure devotee of God, such as Jesus, and of course, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We can never say that, you know, that God can die because uh, the energy that is uh, that God has, and us too, as spiritual beings, we are made of spiritual energy, and spiritual energy is actually life. There is no death to life because it is life. It is always alive. It is always in the presence. To say that something that is alive can end itself, can die, is uh, not only it is a uh, you know um, not only it is born out of ignorance, but it is illogical to say that. It's like saying today is Sunday, right? It's like saying today is Monday. Can you do that? Can you say that? You can say that, but it doesn't follow that it's true. Okay, so today uh, we are going to answer, I'm going to answer some of your questions. But first, there is one question that I need to answer. Somebody texted me this, um, and I'll just read it. I would like to confirm my belief that my suffering of so many years, 20 years and counting, of abuse from my ex-husband and my two youngest boys, and also now them wanting nothing to do with me, means that I'm suffering karma because I did exactly the same thing to someone else in my past life. Or is that karma I am suffering not that I did the exact same thing to someone else, but that I caused them the exact same suffering to them? Was it a female I caused the suffering to? Or, thank you, sir, very much. So the question is about karmic reactions, okay? Uh, she's saying that um, the reason why she's suffering right now, the abuse that she gets from her husband, okay? Uh, and of course, the separation that she is suffering because her two sons doesn't want to have anything to do with her due to the influence of her husband, okay? Um, is that something that she did in the past? I mean, she did the same thing in the past and now she's suffering it. Or she did something in the past, okay? She did something in the past, not necessarily the same situation as she is, but will have the same karmic reactions anyhow or anyway. Both are both are true. You did something in the past that is called accountability. Karma means responsibility, individual responsibility, or individual accountability. That's why it is described that the law of nature is very stringent. It's actually very, very stringent. Yeah. And because it is very stringent, ignorance is not excuse. You may probably say, sir, I don't know. I don't know the gravity of what I did, you know, but I did it anyway. But you see, before you did that, before you did that act, Krishna has given us the power to choose, even right now, the power to choose whether I do this or not. You know, my mind keeps telling me, do this, do this, do this, because it is good for me. It is yummy, like that. And before I even act on it, before I even act on it, there is always a space that Krishna gives us as a gift. And that space is known as our free will or freedom, that we have to use our critical thinking. Krishna is also giving us what is known as critical thinking. As humans, he's giving us that. Will I do this or not? If I do this, will I suffer because of this? Even if I became successful in my attempt to do such thing, okay, I may not suffer the instant karma of that activity, but I will have to suffer that in the future. So whatever is happening to me right now is actually a direct result of what I did in the past. So, the decisions that I do every day, every second of the day in my life is not accident. It is not something that, you're just forced to do. You're not forced to do anything at all because God has given us free will. He's telling us, he's actually telling us, okay, use your critical thinking. Will it, will it uh, do you good? Will it do you good or will it do you something that you will be suffering in the future? There is always that, um, there is always that freedom, and there's always that conversation, inner conversation that you have. All of us, we have inner conversation with our uh, with our conscience. Actually, conscience um, may not, due to lack of lack of lack of language clarity. Actually, conscience is the Lord within the heart. Somebody's talking us behind our back, behind our head. Somebody's telling us, no, don't do it. Yes, do it. Don't do it, isn't it? At any given moment, we uh, are given this proposition by material desires that is embedded in our hearts, part of our karma, the reason why we're here, suffering in the material world. And it is this reason why we are given this responsibility. We are actually totally different from animals. Animals, they're just triggered with their desire, with their mind, with their wants. You know, the 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 mind tells you, do it. You know, animals immediately do it because they're just triggered by desire. And this is the reason why animals don't suffer karmic reactions. Wala po silang karmic reactions. They don't have it. But a human being is responsible. We are responsible for our actions. May not happen immediately, okay? It may happen like what? Several years down the line or several uh, lifetimes down the line. So, if a person is suffering right now, if I'm suffering right now, I have to thank Krishna. Krishna, thank you very much for this suffering that you're giving me because I am now paying my debts. This is actually debts that I have to pay, and now your conscience is getting cleared because you're paying that already. You're paying that already. Dahan-dahan, you're paying that. Now, karma can only be counteracted with devotional service. It cannot be counteracted with good works. Like, oh, the reason why I am suffering right now is because of my bad deeds in the past. So therefore, the solution is to go out there and try to donate to this uh, area which has been devastated by natural disaster like that, or you can go to uh, uh, an area where there is poverty, and then you go there and feed people. These are all good works. These are all good deeds. But these good deeds cannot counteract the bad deeds that you did in the past. That is not how bad karma dissipates. The only way for karma to dissipate, karmic reactions to dissipate, is by engaging in devotional service. If you engage in devotional service, if you thank Krishna, Krishna thank you. Just like we know of the story of Queen Kunti, right? Queen Kunti is always telling Krishna, Krishna, please, uh, you know, I I always want to be in a situation where I am suffering. Now, Queen Kunti, we have to remember, uh, she doesn't love pain. She doesn't love pain, but she knows that when she is suffering, she's actually getting purified. Actually, all the all the pains and suffering that we are experiencing right now, this is actually called partial purification. It purifies our hearts. It purifies our mind. It is partial purification already. So it is, in other words, a Vaishnava devotee uh, sees with equal vision and sorrow and happiness, pain and joy. Same for a devotee of Krishna. Because if there is sorrow, that's bad karma. If there is joy, that's good karma. But the most important thing in life is to transcend, is to transcend these dualities of life. Bad, good, white, black. These are all dualities of life. Transcend it. How do you transcend it? It's actually very, very simple. Our Guru Dev and our Param Gurus and all the scriptures of the world, especially the Vedanta Sutras or the Vedas, instructs us to be engaged in devotional service to Krishna. Develop your love to Krishna. Develop your loving relationship with Krishna. If you develop that loving relationship with Krishna, yeah, then all your karma, all your karmic reactions will be dissipated, especially if you're chanting on your beads. I know that chanting sometimes can be very difficult if somebody is not that serious in her life or in his life, so you get your beads and chant. Now sometimes the mind is so loose. It goes here, there, and everywhere, like that. Even right now, while you're listening to me, your mind is going berserk. It goes here, there, and everywhere, isn't it? Yeah. But a devotee always tells himself, no, go back, go back to focus on Krishna. And then the mind again goes away. You just simply have to gently bring it back. Bring it back like that. You don't need to fight your mind. You don't need to bang your head on the wall. No need. Just pray to Krishna always. You know, when we chant, it is not for our own pleasure. Sometimes people say, why is it that whenever I chant, I don't feel bliss? I don't feel like I'm happy. Where is the bliss? I'm chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna. Where is the bliss? A devotee of Krishna doesn't chant like that. No. When we chant on our beads, we chant because we want to please our Guru Dev. Because our Guru Dev gave us an instruction for his initiated disciples. He gives a particular round, like 14 rounds, 12, 16 rounds, like that on a daily basis. Okay. But for his followers, for his students, he, as a student, he doesn't give us a certain number of rounds. It is up to us. Like you can commit to chant 10 rounds. If 12 rounds is very difficult to finish in a day, you make it 10. If 10 is difficult, make it 8. If 8 is very difficult, make it 6. Like that. But stick to that. Let's say you stick your number of rounds on 6 or 8. Then stick to that. And then when you're able to finish your rounds properly already after a long while, then you increase it again. You increase it again. Maybe now I can finish 10 rounds a day. Then you chant 10 rounds a day. We chant because we want to please our Guru Dev, not ourselves. I will only chant if there is bliss. If I feel that, wow, this is really good. I'm I'm feeling so blissful right now. Then I chant. What if you're not feeling blissful? Will you not chant? So it is not up to us. It is not because we feel good while chanting. We chant because it is the instruction of our Guru Dev, our spiritual master, and we just want to please him. Because pleasing the spiritual master is actually identical to pleasing Krishna. If you follow the instruction of the spiritual master, automatically Krishna gets very pleased with you. Krishna gets very, very pleased with you. You know. Do you have any other questions? Sige, go ahead, Mandy. Go ahead. Please
So
come near.
why,
Yeah.
Haribol,
Okay.
sir?
Go ahead.
Why does Prabhupada not appear in lectures anymore like he used to? You know how Prabhupada used to appear in lectures every month or two. Why does he no longer do that, please, sir?
I still do that. I still do that. But you just have to
Wait,
contact. You still have to contact your disciple, the disciples in your area. Ask them if you
okay.
can attend. You ask them if you can attend what is known as VG. It's called virtual gathering.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you have you have got
Okay.
to you have got to contact them, and you will be answering some questions, which is okay. Just if they ask you, do you finish your rounds? certain number. You have to finish certain number of rounds. How long have you been chanting? Are you following the four regulative principles like that? Now, if you are able to answer that, then they will allow you to attend. They'll give you a link so that every time there is a virtual gathering, you can attend.
Thank you, sir. I used to go, but there was a long time here where he wasn't attending
Mm,
VGs.
yeah. So you can always contact uh, the the disciples that are handling the VG virtual gathering. Yeah, and ask them to be and ask them if you can be listed in the list again. Okay, it's actually very easy.
Thank you very much, sir.
Namaste, Mandy. Any other question?
Haribo, namaste.
Namaste, Elinet. Go ahead, Elinet.
Uh, my question is, what would be
Mm,
the scenario for the devotees after the golden years of Kali Yuga?
mm. Well, chanting will always be there, even after the golden years of Kali Yuga. We're talking about 10,000 years. That's the golden years of Kali Yuga, that 10,000 years. So far, we have already consumed 5,000 years. So there's another 5,000 years that is considered to be part of the golden years of Kali Yuga. Yeah. And after that, it will be very difficult. So the scenario is, while we are given the opportunity right now to get out from this miserable world, get out. Lord Chaitanya came down here to give us the process. This is the process. Just do it. Okay? Just do it. That's why Srila Prabhupada is always giving us opportunities to be engaged in devotional service, to be engaged in Harir Nama, to be engaged in Sravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. Just do it so that when you leave your body, you will no longer come back. Nakakatakot po bumalik dito eh. Sabutin mo yung tapos na yung 10,000 years. Naku, it is described that after we consume the 10,000 golden years of Kali Yuga, it will be very, very difficult for anyone to even meditate, to even chant, because ano na eh, it will be very difficult to even plant a tree because the soil would have been very, very, yung soil, no, for planting would have become very, very toxic already because of what's happening right now. Right now, even right now, no? Alam niyo yung GMO. Alam niyo yung GMO, uh, companies like Monsanto, they're actually poisoning. They're poisoning the earth itself by feeding it with very, very deadly chemicals. Nagkakaroon ka nga ng maraming gulay, malalaki yung mga gulay mo. Kamatis as big as this, tomatoes as big as this. But nutrition wise, there's not, there's not enough nutrition there. Mabuti pa yung kainin mo yung ganito na yung, uh, how do you call that? The, uh, tomatoes. Malasa pa yon. Tsaka, nutrients are loaded. So even right now, it is already happening. The uh, big corporations and the powers that be are trying to poison the land by introducing all these toxic chemicals for farming. Ganon. So it's always nice to have your own veggies or backyard gardening na lang. Backyard gardening is actually very nice because you know that it is not introduced with toxic chemicals, no? Yung mga fertilizers, mga ganon. You can use fertilizers, but natural fertilizers. Tapos there will be lawlessness, hindi na peaceful yung ano. Imagine 5,000 years from now. You're talking about 100 years from now, 200 years from now, grabe na itong Earth. Eh. I will not desire to come myself. I will not. Unless my Guru Dev tells me you have to you have to stay and preach like that, you know. So you have to come back again here and then just continue preaching like that. Unless sinabi sa akin yung spiritual master ko, I will not desire. I will not ever desire to come back here again in this miserable world. So yun ang scenario niyan, Elinet. The scenario is that, you know, it will be very difficult. It will be very difficult for devotees to even become serious in their spiritual life. Kasi yung basic necessity na lang, kulang-kulang na eh. Living in the cities, it is very toxic. Even right now in Metro Manila, the level of pollution in Metro Manila is 300% the allowable rate. 300% the allowable rate, in Manila alone. In most uh, populated cities in the world, they have the same amount of pollution. How much more 5,000 years from now? Ano na kaya? Hindi ba right now there is war in the Middle East? Iran and Israel, Iran and US are killing each other, you know. They are uh, they are using mga missiles to bomb each other like that, you know. It will come to pass that these wars will eventually use ano mga hydrogen bombs that are designed to wipe out any city in a matter of hours. Minutes nga lang eh. Just like what they did in Hiroshima and Nagasaki way back in 19 way back in World War II. They dropped atomic bombs there and it wiped out the city of Nagasaki and Hiroshima. It has become illegal. It has become illegal to use such weapons. But you know, wars are wars. And the leaders of these nations, most of them have demoniac mentalities. If they feel that they are being defeated, they can immediately use that, and it can destroy their own nation, can destroy others' nations, etc., like that. You know? So ngayon pala nangyayari na yan. What to speak of 5,000 years from now. Okay, any other question? And it is described in Srimad Bhagavatam that at the end of Kali Yuga, or near the end of Kali Yuga, the process for self-realization and God realization is not anymore Saravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. Hindi na po chanting. Wala na, nobody will be able to chant anymore because of the toxicity of the environment. It is described that humans will decrease their size. Magiging ano na lang tayo para mga unano lahat, yung ganon. And then, other insects like cockroaches and lizards and small animals, scorpions, they are the ones who will they'll increase in size. And they will be the one to eat humans. At that time, survival na lang ang iniisip ng mga tao. It's not anymore living. It is survival. How will I be able to exist in this uh, in this very very desolate place like that? No. So ang only way for a person to be purified or to get extricated from the material world is when you are hit by the sword of Lord Kalki. Lord Kalki, it is described that at the end of Kali Yuga, Lord Kalki will descend and he will be on top of a white horse. And then, he has this sword and he will come to all of the. So if you're here in this world at that time and you get to see Lord Kalki, you have to run before him so that you can be struck with his weapon. You can be beheaded by his sword, and that is the only time wherein you can be liberated. You can achieve self-realization because it is Krishna himself who killed you. Yun lang only way for self-realization. Right now, Sravanam Kirtanam Vishnu pa. It's the regular hearing and chanting of God's name. So when we have this opportunity right now, take it to our hearts. Take it, the holy names of Krishna. Take it to our hearts as much as possible. Always think of Krishna at any given moment. Always think of him. That's the only way for us to counter our bad karmas, to counter our good karmas. Even good karmas will be dissipated. Good and bad will be dissipated. Karmic reactions yan because good karma, you will still be captivated by the laws of karma, even if it's good. Because what happens is that you'll only be transferring yourself. You will only get to be transferred in higher planetary systems or celestial planets in the heavenly kingdoms. But that is still part of material world, which is known as the Martya Loka. Martya Loka means the planets of death. So this whole universe is called the planets of death. Kaya nga, there is a need for a moon, for a sun, for stars, because it's very dark. We're in the dark age of Kali Yuga actually right now. May mercy pa rin na din tayo because we have the sun, we have moon, like that. That is the unconditional mercy and love that Krishna is still showing us, no? Meron pa kayong question? So when somebody tells you that God can die during Holy Week, that God dies on on Good Friday, yeah, I don't know why they call it Good Friday. That's not even good, because that is very, very disturbing. That is actually very displeasing to Krishna. You know, when you hurt his pure devotee, like Lord Jesus Christ, it's actually very displeasing to Krishna. The pure devotee, he doesn't mind. It's like Lord Jesus Christ. You know, he was tortured, he was mocked, he was whipped. Lahat ng klaseng ano, ah, lahat ng klaseng paraan para masaktan siya ginawa ng mga demoniac people. And for a devotee of Krishna, in his attempt to try to give Krishna to others, at nakaka-receive siya ng mga pain and suffering like that, he receives all these insults, pain, suffering, beatings, etc. It doesn't matter to him. He sees that as a blessing coming from Krishna. He sees that as partial purification. And of course, Krishna, because he is totally surrendered to Krishna, to his spiritual master, Krishna will protect him, even though there is, he receives all kinds of physical pain and mental pain. Uh, at the end of the day, Krishna still will protect such a devotee. That is how kind Krishna is. He's very, very kind, Krishna. We just we just don't realize how kind Krishna is, how good Krishna is, how Krishna can protect his devotees. We have to always pray to Krishna and to our Gurudev, dear Lord, please give me the eyes to see you. Please give me, please give me the strength so that I can understand my goal in life. Ganyan parati, devotees, their life is very prayerful. We always have to pray to Krishna at any given moment, because there is a possibility that we forget him. There's always this possibility that we forget our relationship with Krishna and get swayed by the allures of Maya and the allures of the threefold or the material nature itself. Okay? May question pa kayo? No questions? Naka-ano ba tayo? Naka-live ba tayo? Ano ngayon? Uh, George?
Yes po, sir.
Ano-anong app? Facebook?
Both, sir.
Facebook and YouTube, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right. May I ask somebody to lead the kirtan? Uh, Perhaps Sharni? Haribol Sharni, are you there?
Haribol, sir. Haribol, everyone.
Well, Haribol, how are you, Sharni?
Okay naman, sir. Thank you, sir, for asking.
Will you kindly do the exit kirtan?
Yes, sir. Kunin ko lang, sir, yung aking...
By the way, before I forget, Isaac, are you there? Isaac and Cleo, nandiyan ba kayo?
Haribol, sir. We are here.
Haribol, yeah, I just want to inform you that darating ako ng Iloilo on the 9th. On the 9th, pero gabi yun eh. Gabi ako darating diyan eh. So, I will have to magkita siguro tayo on the 10th na. I will call you. Okay,
Okay, sir. Okay.
okay Haribol.
Haribol.
Shani, go ahead. Our kirtan.
Is my sounds okay, sir?
Hmm?
Okay naman po, sounds.
Oh yes, very clear ka.
Thank you, thank you. Namo Vishnupadaya, Krishnaya Bhutale, Shivadasya Swarupananda, Ramahamsa Thank you so much. Jai Jai
Thank you
Guru.
very much, Sharni. And perhaps Venice is with you? O ikaw lang mag-isa?
Just, yeah, ako lang, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Sharni,
Thank you po.
for the wonderful exit your time. I would like to uh, thank the family of George and George for the assistance at saka for the simulcast. Maraming salamat, January.
Daghang salamat, sir. Hare Krishna.
Haribo, namaste. Tapos, gusto ko rin magpasalamat to all those who attended and for those who asked questions. Your attendance is very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Have a happy Easter. Actually, for devotees, Easter Sunday is every day. Okay, because there's no there's no such thing as Black Saturday. Okay. Mm. So have a wonderful weekend ahead of you. A blessed Sunday ahead of you. Jaya Krishna, Jaya Nitai Gaur. Haribo. Yung mga yung mga nakinig pala sa YouTube, thank you din. And sa Facebook, maraming